Hello folks, this is Lonnie Johnson. Welcome to my channel. I have the Gravely back with me. I'm going to have to change the spindle, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the spindle off and I'm going to see if I can replace the bearings because the spindle is pricey. Stick around and I'll let you know just how pricey it is compared to changing the bearings. Now I'll go ahead and lift this plate right here up. And there's all the pulleys. I'm going after that pulley right there. So I'm going to have to remove the belt. First thing I'm going to do is jack it up. To remove the belt, first I got to remove that spring right there and take the tension off of the tensioner pulley. Just grab a glove, take and grab this spring and pull it. Should come right off. You just got to go in here where the pulley's at, lift up on it, and take it underneath of it. Now we can actually take this belt right off of the pulley just by turning it. Now we'll get that out of the way. Now we'll start taking this off, and this is pretty loose. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I want to take this bolt out of the top with a 9/16 wrench, and I'm going to remove this pulley right here. You also have a washer right here. It's got to come off. Now the pulley should just slip right off. And you have a keyway that should slide out as well. Okay, you can hear the bearings. I'm going to spin this blade. And the bearings are probably dry because they're sealed. There's no way to grease these bearings. You also have this little spacer right here that's got to come off. So don't lose that. What I'll do now is go underneath and take the blade off. To take the blade off, you need a 24mm socket. And I'm going to take these bolts out. You can either use a 14mm or a 9/16. Now we'll go back up to the top. And now we should be able to pull this whole unit right out of the top. It's a little dirty, so it's going to come out tightly. So there it is. Make sure you have your deck all the way down to its lowest level. Okay, this is the spindle. If you buy this new, it's going to cost you $212 plus tax plus shipping. Like I mentioned earlier, this little spacer here comes off. There it is. Now put this up and out of the way. You don't want to lose it. As you can see, this bevel part goes downward. I don't have a special tool and I don't really want to make one because it'd take time. Still, you can hear the bearings. And what I'm going to do, I took 2 pipe wrenches and got it to break loose. It was tight, but it came loose. Now let's see what it looks like on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can tap that out. Just like that. There that is. I didn't scar that up hardly at all with the pipe wrench. Next thing I want to do is get this snap ring out of here before I can pull the bearings out. Now I'm going to take this and put it down in there and squeeze it together and pull it out. It's a little dark, so my shadow. Okay, get those in there, squeeze it. I'm going to have to cover it up right here because I don't want it to spring off somewhere and lose it. So, there it is. I had to use a screwdriver to help get it out. Make sure when you put it back, you put the flat end in. You'll notice this is the round part. It's ready to come out. That's one bearing. And then there's a sleeve right here. You want to hold on to that. Don't forget to put that back in. Now I'm going to go ahead and push the bearing out the other side. I'll throw this socket down in here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on top of here. And I'm going to try and catch it in my hand if I can. So you don't want to go down in there. Yeah, because it's ready to... I didn't get to catch it, but it's out. There is the spindle cylinder. I'll go ahead and clean this up. Now that I got the bearings out, I'm going to have to go find me some bearings just like this and put them back in. I purchased the bearings. This is the bearing number. This is the bearing. However, this part here, I had to actually purchase this with the bearing, and I'm not really going to need it because this is all I need right here, and I'll show you why. Now this is the shaft. That's with one bearing. That's with the sleeve. That's with the other bearing, and you can see it's flush, perfectly flush. So I have got to put it in there just like that. Got the spindle all cleaned up. I'm going to go ahead and push the bearing down through the top. I'm going to make sure this is pointed down. And it almost goes in there by hand. I got this bushing and bearing driver. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap it down in there. You want to make sure you don't hit the seal on here because you'll damage the bearing. You want to either hit the outside or the inside, and right now we're going to tap it down with the inside of the bearing. And that sound right there? Solid. That means it's in there as far as it'll go. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the spring ring in there. I'll just lay it up here. Make sure that you put the flat end down and the round end up, because that way it'll work out better for you. This is the round part. This is the flatter part. So just stick it on top of there. Take the pliers and just grab the holes and just squeeze it. Put it in there and let it go. Now you can take a screwdriver and push it on down in there. Here, I'll show you. You just take it, press it all the way around, and make sure it's in, which it is. There we go. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to press the bearing from the other side. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the sleeve down in there. Now I'm going to put this other bearing right here, and it'll almost push in there by hand. Now before I get it down in there tightly, I want to go ahead, I want to push this up in there so that it's straight and I got the sleeve in place. I'm going to tap on this to get that bearing a lot tighter. I'm not going to beat on this itself because I don't want to flare this out. I'm going to take this little bar right here that's smaller and make sure that I knock it down far enough to where it comes out evenly on the bottom. It looks like the whole thing is moving down, so turn it around here like so. Now let's go ahead and tap it, see what happens. Sounds solid. Bearing should be all the way in. This should be able to come out. Okay. So what we got on this side, it's flush here. So that's a good indication that everything's together nice and tight. Before I tighten this down, I'm going to load this up with grease. Even though the bearings are sealed, I want to keep this from rusting and I want to keep it lubricated. This big round nut goes on here, on this flat end here. So right now, I'm gonna throw some grease on this. Make it a little bit more lubricated. Here we go. Okay, now just go ahead, thread this on there. I'm going to take the pipe wrench, put it on both ends. I'm going to snug that down really good. Now I'll go ahead and put the spacer back on there, and remember that protruding part of the spacer goes on first. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the big washers on there, and for some reason this one has 2 on it. That's how it came off, so that's how I'm going to put it back together. Just going to slide it down on here. I'm going to go ahead and bolt it down from underneath before I put the pulley back on it. Remember, the bolts are 9/16 or 14 millimeter. As you can see, I got the bolts started where they're supposed to go. Now I'll go ahead and put the blade on.
Now I'll go back up top.
Now I'll go ahead and put the pulley back on.
Now I'm going to go ahead and put the belt back on it and hook up the spring for the tensioner pulley. That's all there is to it. A little bit of work. Like, comment, subscribe, share with friends. Thanks for watching.